Hey guys, New Year's Eve is just around the corner and I want to use the occasion to showcase a very fitting mod that I always wanted to highlight on my channel but never came around actually doing. I'm talking about the awesome Gigabombs synergy mod. I already made a video showcasing how bomb modifier items interact and synergize with Gigabombs 3 years ago, shortly after Repentance released. And let's just say it is really bad. Nearly none of them actually have a working interaction, and if they do, it is usually just the one from the regular bombs. We can't really blame the devs of the game, because coding synergies for Gigabombs was probably not worth their time, since actually getting them in a run is an extremely rare occurrence to begin with. Just to remind you, the only meaningful way to get your hands on multiple Gigabombs is to farm them with the safety scissors trinket from either the bomb Giga enemy on the Ash Pit floor or Ultra War during the beast fight. However, that didn't stop the developers of this mod from making them anyway, and the high rarity of Gigabombs in the game is also the reason why they made the synergies ridiculously powerful. The mod adds a total of 12 new synergies for Gigabombs to the game, and every single one of them also comes with its own unique sprite as well. I will explain all of them in this video, and just as usual, I will also show you how all of them stack together at the end of the video by blasting away some endgame bosses. The first one I want to show you is not part of the 12 new synergies in the mod, because Bomber Boy is one of the few bomb items in the game that already had a working synergy with Gigabombs by greatly increasing their blast radius. However, the mod still comes with a new sprite for this existing synergy, which is more in line with the appearance of the bombs used in the Bomberman games, which the Bomber Boy item is obviously a reference to. The first actual new synergy in the mod comes with the Sad Bombs item. It will cause your Gigabombs to fill the entire room with a liquid, while shooting out 8 clusters of huge tears in the same directions as normal Sad Bombs. But that's not all. After the explosion, additional tears will start raining down from the sky, targeting enemies that are still alive for a total duration of 10 seconds. The initial tears coming directly from the bomb deals 3 times Isaac's damage each. The tears coming from above, however, will deal a fixed 3.5 damage each, independent of your own character's stats. The tears coming from this Gigabomb synergy sadly don't synergize with your other items like Sad Bombs usually do. But a few selected ones like Brimstone or Mum's Knife are added as additional shots on top of the shots from the synergy itself. The next new Gigabomb synergy is for Bob's Curse. This one will fill the entire room with a green gas that will rapidly deal heavy ticking damage to all enemies in the room. To be precise, the gas will tick 5 times per second for 10 damage with each tick, and the gas itself will last for a whopping 20 seconds. This means just the gas alone would deal 1k damage to each enemy in the room, which is obviously more than enough to clear every single room in the game, as well as most regular floor bosses, even if you don't hit them with the initial blast of the bomb. Not that you would need it at this point, but this is also a fun way to guarantee the skip on Satan's lag phase, which can be triggered by dealing exactly 600 damage to his second phase. Next up is the new synergy with the Hot Bombs item, which also has a powerful room-wide effect. It will have your Gigabombs fill the room with high damage flames that will start spawning from the center of the blast and quickly spreading outwards. However, it is important to mention that the flames will not go over obstacles or holes in the ground, so enemies can actually find shelter from this effect. The flames will stay on the ground for a total of 10 seconds, or until they are distinguished from hitting an enemy 4 times. The first tick of each flame deals 50 damage, the second one deals 37.5 damage, and the third and last ticks deal 25 damage each, which will lead to insanely high DPS against bosses, especially when they move around. It is now time to look at a fan favorite among the bomb modifier items, the Brimstone bombs. The new Gigabomb synergy for this item does exactly what you would hope it did in the base game. It will shoot out 4 Brimstone beams in a cross pattern, but they will be the sick beams from the double Brimstone synergy instead. The damage of the beams is not affected by your character's stats, but that is not a problem, because it is really high. The first tick of the beam only deals 8 damage, but each additional tick deals 22 damage up to a maximum of 34 additional ticks. This means a full beam will deal a whopping 756 damage to an enemy if all 35 ticks connect, and that's without the actual bomb blast hitting them. The next new Gigabomb synergy is the dream of any min-maxer. Instead of having a chance to drop a single pickup, the Giga version of glitter bombs will explode into a huge amount of random pickups every single time. To be precise, the amount of pickups will be equivalent to that of 2 mega chests or 10 regular golden chests. However, they can't contain any items or trinkets like golden chests usually do. But let's be real here, the synergy is already ridiculous enough without those being a possible drop. Especially when we consider that having a single Gigabomb is actually more rare than having multiple of them, due to the nature of the infinite safety scissors farm. Speaking of powerful synergies, this next one is also quite insane. The Gigabomb version of sticky bombs will fill the entire room with a white creep that lasts for 20 seconds. This creep will slow all enemies that move over it while also dealing 10 damage per second to them even if they fly. But that's not all. The more ridiculous part comes afterwards. Because all enemies that die under this effect will spawn charmed spider enemies that will assist you until they die while persisting between rooms. The type and amount of spiders depends on the HP of the killed enemies. The more HP, the more spiders will spawn. Killing a boss like this will give you enough spiders to terrorize the entire next floor. It is important to note that the enemies have to die while the creep effect is active on them. Killing them with the initial bomb blast will only spawn friendly blue spiders from the usual sticky bombs effect, but not the more powerful charmed ones. 6 Gigabomb synergies done, but we are only halfway through, since there are still 6 more to come. If you enjoyed this video so far, then consider subscribing to the channel. It helps more than you think and would be much appreciated. Anyway, let's jump back into the showcase. The next new Gigabomb synergy also spawns charmed enemies for you, but I have to be honest here, this one might be just a little bit overtuned. The Ghost Bombs item will cause your Gigabombs to spawn a charmed Haunt boss, as well as a few of his little Haunt ads, which also persist between rooms. The boss itself will not do anything until the little Haunts are killed, but the crazy part is they are already strong enough to clear multiple rooms on their own. They rapidly deal 10 contact damage per tick to enemies, while tanking a lot of damage themselves before dying and unleashing the boss. The Haunt boss itself has a whopping 200 HP, which will cause it to stick around forever by performing its usual attacks. And it can also spawn in its black and pink champion forms. You will probably not like this next synergy if you hate farting noises. Adding butt bombs to your Gigabombs will turn them into giant poop bombs that will explode with a loud and long-lasting farting sound. Besides dealing 10 damage to all enemies in the room as usual, the blast will now also permanently petrify all surviving enemies and apply the weakness status to them, which will cause them to take double damage from all sources. Bosses in Isaac usually have a natural resistance to status effects, and this is also true for the petrify effect of the synergy, which will only last for a few seconds instead of being permanent. However, the new weakness status of the synergy will be permanent even for bosses, which will make them a lot easier if they survive the bomb blast in the first place. The next new Gigabomb synergy is probably my favorite one in the entire mod because it is really goofy. The Bobby Bombs item will cause your Gigabombs to completely skip the homing effect altogether and teleport right on top of the enemy with the highest HP in the room. Truly a you are already dead kind of moment. Just be aware that the bomb will teleport in its place when it can't find a valid target to hit. This is also true if the enemy becomes immune to damage, like Hush when he goes underground or a host when it hides under its skull. But a host surviving nuclear warfare is nothing new anyway, right? The next new synergy is certainly the most explosive one of the bunch. Adding the Scatter Bombs item to your Gigabombs will cause them to split into 4 Mega Bombs after exploding, just like the custom sprite of the synergy would suggest. These Mega Bombs will then split into 2 regular Scatter Bombs each, which will then once again split into 4 to 5 Mini Bombs themselves, which still deal a respectable 50 damage. This means even a single Giga Scatter Bomb will create 4 waves of explosions, which will cause havoc in the entire room. Good luck finding cover from this one. 2 more synergies to go before I show you all of them at once. Adding blood bombs to your Gigabombs will cause them to explode in a huge circle of red tears that will leave behind red creep on impact, while also applying a permanent bleed status to enemies on hit. The bleed will cause them to suffer ticking damage when moving around, and they will also drop red hearts if they die while being affected by the status. The explosion of the synergy will also fill the entire room with liquid, just like the Sad Bombs version did. But only the actual creep from the blood tears will deal ticking damage to enemies. The liquid on the ground is just a cosmetic bonus and can only be used to extend the reach of electric attacks. Last but not least, we have the bomb modifier item that combines all of them into one, the Nancy bombs. Its effect on gigabombs in this mod is probably obvious. It works just like it usually does by applying 1 to 4 other bomb synergies to your bombs at random, but it will only pick from the synergies that are part of this mod, which totally makes sense as it covers nearly all the bomb modifier items in the game. But what are 4 synergies when I promised you to show you how all of them stack with each other when used at the same time? Well, the simple answer is they just do. All synergies in this mod work with each other at the same time. So let's finish this video by blasting away some final bosses, shall we?
Chaos. Justice. Infested!
And there we have it. I think that was an appropriate spectacle for the end of the year, wasn't it? I hope you enjoyed this showcase of the Gigabomb Synergy mod, despite me being quite late with it. Which one of the 12 new synergies was your favorite? I'm really curious, so please let me know down in the comments. Anyway, that was it from me today, and I wish all of you a fun New Year's Eve. Please stay safe out there and don't blast your hands off. And I hope I will see you again in the next year. Bye!
He's the number one,
Isaac!
God's favorite son. His flowing robes reach down from heaven.